Good morning, Adams County. It's Friday, and today we're going to be talking about dealing with homesickness and how you can handle that while you're at college. So we have a special guest with us today. This is Kyleigh Grim. She is an alum of Gettysburg High School, and she also went to Gettysburg College, so she's fairly local. But now to kind of branch out a little bit, she's over in Wales in the United Kingdom. It is still part of the United Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yay, geography. So over in Wales, Kylie's doing a master's program. What is that program in, Kyleigh?
It's a master's degree in musical theater.
Okay, so the reason I brought in Kyleigh today is we're going to be talking about homesickness and how you can deal with it. So Kyleigh is kind of an expert, seeing as she is kind of halfway around the world, and so she does sometimes think of home and, you know, all the people back here. So I thought it'd be nice to bring her in and we can talk about maybe how to deal with homesickness and ways you can cope with it. So when thinking about homesickness, there's a couple things that you have to think about.
For me, the things that I like to keep in mind are the situation you're going through. Going to college is a very normal situation that many people are going through, have gone through, so you're not alone there. And most of the people around you are going through the same thing because they have also left home to come to college. And a lot of the times the reason we feel homesick, I don't know if you felt this at all, but for me the biggest thing about homesickness and how I feel it is that your surroundings are completely new. You've left the familiar and you've gone to a completely new place where everything feels new and foreign and you kind of feel alienated. So it's that idea of making yourself feel comfortable in this brand new space.
So like Kyleigh said, this is a very normal thing for you to be going through. And while you may be feeling homesick, your parents might even be feeling kind of a homesickness of their own because you're no longer at home with them. And you can also remind your parents, or parents if you're watching, that is also an okay thing to be feeling. The real trick with dealing with homesickness from both the parents and from your end of things is don't be in constant contact with each other. If you're always trying to stay in touch with what's happening at home at every minute of the day, you're not going to be able to really immerse yourself into life at college. And if you can't do that, then your homesickness is going to be so much worse because you're going to be constantly trying to stay in touch with home.
The biggest thing I noticed was because of the program I'm in, it's so, and we were talking about this earlier, it's so intense that it's not that I don't get time to miss home, but I'm constantly on the go, that I don't have that free time or that downtime where I think about home as much. So keeping busy always helps. But I know that when I talk to my mom, which I try and do regularly-ish, and by regularly I mean like once a week, maybe twice, if I've had a really bad week, I just really want to talk to my mom. I know she wishes we could talk every day, but that's not something you should do. As much as you love your family, try and get a little bit of distance in there so you can start becoming your own person, because that's what college is about. But back to the point. So I know my family wishes that I would talk to them more often, and when I talk to them I say how I'm so busy and my days fly by and I'm having so much fun and learning so many things, and I know on their end of the spectrum it's because their lives are basically the same since you left. Nothing drastic has changed. To them the days are going to move slower. And not slower, but they're just not going to be as speedy as yours will because they haven't moved into a new area like you have and they're not in new surroundings. And sometimes I feel a little guilty that I don't maybe miss them as much as I should. It's not that I don't miss them, it's just that I'm really busy and I'm trying to acclimate myself to these new surroundings and make friends and have these experiences. And I know that they respect that and they understand that, and yes, they miss me more because they have more time to think about the absence. You won't regret having these experiences that you make in college. Initially, you might feel bad for not talking to your parents as much, but I think they'll understand that because, you know,
that's what parents do.
It is. They love you.
Tips. We're going to talk about tips for dealing with homesickness now. So what's the first tip you have for dealing with homesickness, Kyleigh?
One of the best things that I found is, as we mentioned earlier, most of the people in your immediate vicinity are going through the same thing that you're going through. So chances are, even if they don't want to talk about home, they'll want to get out and talk to somebody just because everybody's new. So you're going to be making friends, you're going to be introducing yourself, and then chances are you'll find yourself talking about where you come from, your homes. And a lot of the time just talking about things like that just kind of helps ease into it a little so you don't bottle it up and just kind of miss everything on your own.
Good tip.
Also, another thing that I've learned is that no matter how bad it gets, try not to let the negativity or the depression, I guess if you will, of homesickness consume you, if you try and stay positive and just try and keep an upbeat attitude about it, things will get better. The homesickness, it may never go away completely because you love your family and your friends from home, obviously, but it will kind of subside the more you make this new place your second home, your home away from home, if you will. So just remember that it does get better, it does get easier day by day, so just stick with it, and if you have to go one day at a time with it, that is perfectly fine.
So as we talked about a few weeks ago in the video where I talked about breaking out of your comfort zone and trying new things, a really good way for you to deal with homesickness is to go and try these new activities. So whether that's joining a club, or an intramural team, or playing in a musical ensemble, or just doing whatever, really, it's up to you. Doing any of these activities can be really helpful in helping you to acclimate to this new environment and deal with your homesickness. Which, if you haven't watched that video yet, you can find the link right here to go watch the video about escaping the comfort zone. And for other ideas on clubs you can join, you can check out the video found here that talks about what some of the other advisors' favorite experiences were in college to see if maybe you'd want to do one of those experiences yourself. So to sum up, the things that you really want to keep in mind when thinking about homesickness are that you and everyone else around you is going through the same thing. So don't feel like you're alone in this. Reach out to other people, maybe talk to your professor, which you can see in the video also found here. It's not a scary thing to talk to professors. You can talk to your friends, just talk in general will be very helpful.
Stay active, and that doesn't mean you have to, you know, go join the lacrosse team, unless that's your deal. Well done, I applaud you. But it's just staying active just means not sitting around in your room and dwelling and moping. It just means getting out and experiencing your new surroundings and acclimating to them, because that's one of the greatest things you can do in college. You're gonna love it.
Just do it! Alright, Adams County, I'll see you next week.